I'm a digital nomad. I live in Siem Reap, Cambodia. In this video, I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of living here as someone who works online. There are a few co-working spaces here in Siem Reap. This is one of the most popular ones. It's called the Footprint Cafe in the Wat Bo area. This coffee shop gives away all of its profits to local causes. It was set up in 2018 as a non-profit by an English guy called Dr. Darren Disley. So it's open to the public as a coffee shop, but they also have a dedicated workspace for people who work online. 50% of the workspace is set aside for Cambodian entrepreneurs, Cambodian startups. They can use this space for free. And the other 50% is available for digital nomads.
I tested the Wi-Fi speed here and it was 52 megabytes a second.
This is another popular co-working space here. It's called BioLab Coffee. It's also open to the public. You can come and just have a coffee. Or you can rent like a meeting room like this one behind me for $5 an hour, $40 a day. And that includes a projector. They also have a printer.
I also tested the Wi-Fi speed here and it was a little bit faster than the first place at 97 megabytes a second. Downstairs they have a nice garden area and a larger meeting room that can be rented for $10 an hour. Overall, very nice place.
Personally, I actually don't use co-working spaces because there's so many good coffee shops here in Siem Reap.
The coffee culture in Siem Reap is great, not only because of the coffee, but also because a lot of the coffee shops here are set up in such a way that makes them easy places to work from. The coffee shops that I use have got power sockets everywhere. Often each table will actually have its own dedicated power socket, and the chairs are normally comfortable. The Wi-Fi speed's always good. I've never had any problems with it cutting out or slowing down. The staff in these places are always friendly and I always feel welcome. I have seen videos of coffee shops in other countries such as the UK where the use of laptops is being banned. The reasoning being that online workers are preventing the space being used by other customers who might spend more money. But here in Siem Reap there are so many coffee shops and so few digital nomads that this is not an issue. I've never felt any pressure to leave in order to make way for other customers. Another great option for digital nomads here is to work from a hotel. Most of the hotels here will let you hang out all day if you purchase some food or drinks at the restaurant. This is one of our favorites and they have a $7 minimum. This one's also really cool. They have a $10 minimum and 3 swimming pools. You could easily spend a day here working in the restaurant and swimming in the pool. It's very peaceful and I've never seen more than a handful of people here using the facilities.
When we first moved here, one of my main concerns was power cuts. But we've been here 6 months now and honestly it hasn't been a problem. There's been 2 or 3 power cuts for like 5 minutes each time. And a lot of these coffee shops have backup generators anyway, so they kick in when the power cuts out. In terms of visas, if you're a digital nomad in Cambodia, there's 2 options. One is the tourist visa, which is valid for 30 days. You can extend that for an additional 30 days. The other one is called the ordinary visa or the E-type visa. That's also valid for 30 days, but you can extend that indefinitely. And any travel agency here can do the extensions. So in terms of getting the visa, you can either apply online before you arrive, or you can get the visa on arrival at the airport. If you're in any doubts about qualifying for the visa on arrival, then I suggest you email CamSmile Visa Service on Talfo Road ahead of time, and those guys will be able to help you out.
The cost of extending a tourist visa here is $50 for the extra month, and you can only extend it once. For the E-type visa, you can initially extend it for 6 months for about $180, but if you want to stay longer than that, then you have to pay for both the extension and for a work permit, which will more or less double the cost of your visa extension. After your initial 6-month visa extension has been processed, you can open a bank account. The most popular bank here is ABA, but there are seemingly an infinite number of alternatives.
Another pro of living here is they've got a new international airport with cheap flights throughout Asia. You can fly to Bangkok for like $80. You can also fly direct to Kuala Lumpur for under $100. And, obviously they're huge travel hubs and you can fly anywhere in the world from those cities.
Health and fitness wise, there's loads of gyms here. This one's called Anchor Fitness. This has everything you'd expect from a Western style gym. You want to use the downstairs area, it's $35. And if you want to go upstairs where the cardio stuff is, you pay an extra $20. They also have a sauna upstairs. This place is like a 2 minutes by tuk-tuk from anywhere in the center. And then this is like the upstairs studio area. And then just outside you've got all the cardio equipment, running machines, static bicycles, and things like that. And like I said, you pay an extra $20 if you want to use this upstairs area. Cambodian food's really good. This is a typical Cambodian meal. Sweet and sour with chicken. It's cost me $4. And it's really healthy. The Cambodian food's mostly vegetables with a little bit of rice and a little bit of chicken or pork normally. I've lost a ton of weight since I've lived here. It's really easy to get around here. You can rent a scooter like this from between $70 and about $120, depending on how new it is. Or you can download the Grab app and you can hail a tuk-tuk or a trailer. And you can go anywhere in the city from, I'd say, between $1 and $1.50.
We rent our scooter from this place, the Smiling Frog, in the Wat Dam Nak neighbourhood. We pay $100 on a long-term basis, and that includes monthly oil changes, maintenance and cleaning.
Finding somewhere to stay here in Siem Reap is going to be the least of your problems. Studio apartments start around $200. If you want a modern 2-bedroom apartment, you're looking at between $400 and $800, depending on if you want a swimming pool and depending on the area. If you want more information, I recommend you email these guys behind me, IPS on Watpo Road. Tell them your budget and any other requirements you might have, and they're going to send you a bunch of options. I also recommend that you join all the expat groups because a lot of people advertise there. So what are some of the other pros of living here as a digital nomad? Well, it's super safe. You can walk the streets here at night. You don't have to worry. The cost of living, it's very affordable. Cheap food, cheap accommodation, and cheap services, things like laundry, haircuts, things like that are very cheap. And the weather is great. Even in the rainy season, it only rains for like an hour a day. So what are some of the cons of living here as a digital nomad? Well, there are not large groups of young people here. A lot of the people who move here to retire or with their families. If you're like me and you're a little bit older and maybe your days of partying are behind you, then that's actually a pro. It's very peaceful here. But if I was 24, I might head to somewhere like Bali or Thailand to connect with other people my own age. Another potential con of living here is the time difference. So if you're living, for example, on the west coast of the United States, I think right now that's a 13-hour time difference. So if you have a work from home job, but you have to stick to a schedule, that means you're going to have to work the night shift here. Okay, that's it. Please subscribe for more videos like this.